Rolando, tell me something.
What up, Ronnie?
Tell me something. What's up, Ronnie? Without Googling it, tell me, how many trans athletes are there in college sports right now? Out
Fuck
of
college
the
sports. We're talking about Olympians. A woman got her fucking face bashed in last year. We talked about this, and you agreed with me that it was a problem.
the woman was also intersex.
No, Roman, fuck off.
Well, here's the thing on that one is further study actually showed that that might not have been the case due to testosterone levels and everything. Either way, to try and argue that there isn't a distinguishing line in biology between men and women is bullshit.
Yes.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But the point that I'm making.
Then why is it a problem?
Right.
Why are you raising an objection to it?
Because from what I saw at the Roland, don't fucking shake your head.
I'm gonna shake my fucking head.
What I saw at the time was that the woman was intersex, because if you literally look at
So that makes it okay that she got her face bashed in by a fucking grown man who just said he was a woman.
Roland, an intersex person can have genitals of the other.
If I say I'm
gender.
intersex, I can go and fight somebody the same size as that chick that we all know in school, Haley, right? I can go fight her because I'm intersex.
Obviously, you're not educated on this, particular thing.
I am educated on this particular thing. I'm a fighter, Roman.
No, let me educate you on what being intersex means, okay? So stop talking and let me tell you something,
It
okay?
sounds retarded, whatever it is, but continue.
Let me speak. This isn't just your show. This is also my show too. So let me talk.
Yes,
okay?
I know.
So being intersex means if you're born a female, but you also have a dick, that means that you are a female, and you might have testosterone, okay? But you're still a female. So when I say that person is intersex, I'm not wrong in saying that, okay? So since you're so educated on this, find me evidence that proves that when she was younger that she was actually a dude, Roland. Since you're so educated on this.
I don't need any evidence to prove to you that when she was younger, she was a full man biologically. The only evidence I need is that this person was put up against a biological woman who beat the living shit out of her to the point where she was afraid for her life and dropped out. An Olympian fighter dropped out within 30 seconds. That has never fucking happened because she was put up against a biological man.
No, you're wrong.
Okay, she was put up against a biological intersex. When the fuck did that exist until this happened?
No, it was literally before that, but you don't know shit about it.
You
know why? No, because you don't bother to do any type of research.
I do research.
Because you're stuck in an echo chamber.
I'm not in any
look outside of your echo chamber. Yeah, look outside of your echo chamber and actually do some research.
Type of echo chamber. I don't think that there should be a person that is literally that weight class or that size fighting a fucking woman that is a different weight class and size. That shouldn't happen. You shouldn't have. Okay, then have an intersex fight. You shouldn't have anybody that has testosterone fighting somebody that has estrogen. Ever. Shouldn't happen.
Let's phrase this better. Because testosterone does directly affect the body and, your physical abilities and everything like that. If an athlete was injecting themselves with, testosterone and to, build muscle and to perform better in sports, they would be disqualified.
Exactly.
And I feel like some of that regulation does need to apply to all sports because it does matter in that sense. So regardless of whether they're intersex or not, radically increased testosterone levels is still a problem in that sense, especially if you're dealing with someone who is female and someone who is intersex.
Indeed. Okay, listen, I fought women. I have fought women in my martial arts. I have gone up against amazing fighters that I would say that if they had continued fighting would be Gina Carano level women. They are very fucking good fighters. They are up there with like the Ronda Rouseys, right? Like some of these chicks that if they had continued, right? But they didn't. They went to school, they did other stuff, whatever. They have families now. But like some of these chicks, man, they were fucking badass. We fought. I get it. I know how it is. But there's a certain fucking level to what we would do. There was like rules to it when I fought them.
They had part that you guys run into here is that also
I'm a fighter, bro. I've done this.
Okay, but
I've been in competitions.
But you have not admitted so far that you are incorrect about this person because you said that this woman fought a biological man. You are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong.
Okay, this person fought a biological hermaphrodite. That still has testosterone.
No. A biological woman who has testosterone.
Roman, do they have a dick?
And they also have a vagina, yes.
That's a hermaphrodite, you fuck.
But you said a biological man.
That's the definition of hermaphrodite. Clownfish are hermaphrodites. I work with them every single day at work. Clownfish are hermaphrodites. They have both male and female genitals, and they can switch between the two depending on the necessary need. Humanity, also hermaphrodites, are a mutation that happens sometimes, biologically. There's no problem with being one, but if you are one, you're telling me intersex. Intersex is a new name for hermaphrodite then, so don't tell me, no, they're not a hermaphrodite. They have both a dick and a vagina. Okay, so then yes, they are a hermaphrodite.
No, actually, Rolando's right. They are not a hermaphrodite. They're not. But also, if you are born a biological woman, then you are a woman. You also just have testosterone, and you have some particular
Doesn't matter. That person was not in the same fucking class. That was an unfair fight, regardless.
Well, then you have to get rid of Title IX. Then are you in favor?
Your terms are acceptable.
Yeah, fine. But that still is it still was an unfair fucking fight, regardless of anything.
So then, if a girl wants to play,
the person had testosterone in their body.
So then, if a girl wants to try to play on the men's basketball team, she wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Or I don't see why that's a problem.
I don't see why that's a problem. Yeah.
Why shouldn't she be able to try?
Because she's gonna get fucking demolished.
So what? Let her try.
Because people will get hurt, Roman. What would happen? What would happen if we put a chick that was Natalie Portman, right, who just really wanted to play football on the Eagles? She'd be dead.
In high school, we had a girl on the football team, and she was actually pretty good.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we did not.
Freshman year, when we were freshmen.
No, we did not. She was not allowed to play the football team. She played one game, and it was flag football. She played one game, and they made it flag football for her. I remember she was not a fucking football player. She did not get tackled. That never happened.
Ronnie, in all fairness, my mom would beat the shit out of you. Just saying. But
also agreed, Rolando, Roman, look up a video and talk about this. You haven't responded to this yet.
I don't need to because I already know what intersex is. You still haven't admitted that you were wrong.
I didn't admit that I was wrong. I'm not.
Yeah,
that person shouldn't have fought that woman.
No, you said that they were a biological male. They're not.
Well, they're more male than female.
No, just Roland. Just admit that you're just admit that you're incorrect. Is it that hard?
I'm not though.
Yeah, you are. For someone who claims to be a scientist.
Show me the evidence. Show me it right now. Pull it up. Pull it up. Pull up the evidence that proves me wrong. Then I'll admit it. I will fully, I promise you right now, if you can prove to me that that person is not more male than female.
I need to show you the definition.
No. I don't need it. No, Roman. I'm not talking about a definition of intersex. I'm talking about you proving to me that this person is not more male than female. Do that. If you can do that, I'll prove myself. Yeah, I'll say I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'll say it.
Will you?
Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence. If you can show me the actual scientific evidence about this fight and this person, if you can pull that up, then I'll admit it. But I'm not going to admit it just because you show me the definition of intersex.
Would a picture of her as a child count?
No. I want to see the actual document proving it. People have talked about it for years. I'm sure there's tons of articles.
Talked about it for years. It happened last year.
No, it didn't. It happened 2 years ago. It was in 2023 for the Olympics.
The Olympics was in 2024, dog.
I was about to say that the Olympics happen on even number years.
All right, well, then it was the very beginning of 2024. Regardless.
It's literally 20, then 22, then 24. They do summer, winter Olympics alternating. So
regardless, there's tons of articles on it. You can find me an article. I'm not going to admit myself to be incorrect until you show me an article talking about that specific fight with that specific person and their biological traits, because there was a whole investigation into it. So I know that there was definitely articles written on it.
And what did they find from what you saw from your very right-wing source?
That person should not have ever fought that woman, and that was fucked up.
No.
Yes, you just asked me the question. You just asked me the question. You're gonna cut me off.
You cut me off. You don't like it, do you?
No, I didn't cut you off.
No, but you're always cutting me off. So, what from your articles that you saw?
You're not producing. You're not producing evidence.
Because you told me that
I watched the fight.
Okay. There are very masculine women, Roland.
That's not Roman. That looks like a man. To the point where they literally were saying it was a trans person. Rolando, you want to come on? I'll send you the link. Yeah. Dude, all I'm telling you is I will tell you, yes, I am wrong if you show me the evidence. But again, so many people that start these arguments, they can't produce the evidence to prove me wrong or prove somebody wrong. Produce the evidence. Fine. Show me this person's biological data. Show me that this is a biological woman who was legally able to fight this person. Show me that. Because otherwise, I'll inject myself with estrogen and go punch a woman in the face. Right? And be like, well, that was fucking legal because I'm a woman now. Because I'm intersex now because I've been injecting myself with estrogen. So, you know what I'm saying?
But that's not how that works, which proves that you're not educated.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You're wrong,
Are you sure?
Yeah. You're wrong.
Because a trans person would also try to fight that.
No, you're
what
wrong.
Do you say about that? Do you think I'm wrong?
You are wrong because that's not what intersex is. You talk a lot, Roland, but you're not educated on this issue.
I am educated on this issue.
No, you're really not.
Yes, I am. I'm educated on that specific issue.
Not on intersex. You really probably shouldn't talk if you don't know shit about this. Because you kind of look not so bright.
That's fine. I don't give a fuck.
I think you should, but
I don't. I'm sick and tired of having to care about any of this.
Well, I mean, you really don't have to care. You choose to care.
No, I care when a woman gets bloodied within 30 seconds. That's what I care about. When a fucking woman who was going for gold champion got bloodied by somebody that she shouldn't have been put up against who had testosterone in their veins. Yeah, no, I got a problem with that. That I got a fucking problem with.
Let's see. I need to see, because I don't want to give you a bullshit like left-wing source either. But I'm pretty damn sure that this is her birth certificate, which proves that she's a woman, Roland. But let me just, clarify this. Let me just clarify this.
Obama's from Hawaii.
Hold on. I need instead. I need It's not in English. I need like
Yes, Lily. Rolando, check your fucking Discord.
Hold on. I just need it to be in English. Because it shows on your birth certificate whether you're male or female. Is there any way that y'all can translate this? Like, I don't...
Wait for Rolando, bro. He should be joining. Him and I have talked about this before. He said, "Can I talk to Roman?" There he is.
Oh, so you're cursing squash. Okay.
Are you serious? You had no idea, dude?
I didn't know that was Rolando.
I told the other day that was him.
My bad, bro. I'm sorry about that.
You hear me?
Not like us referring to him as Taco Roland, was an uncommon thing, right?
Right.
I didn't know that he was cursing squash. Rolando, pal. So
yeah,
actually,
that's I connected onto my.
So so I wanted to ask you: can you translate Algerian?
I'm Mexican. No.
Can anybody translate Algerian? Because I found
Algerian isn't a real fucking language.
Because Roland asked
Roman, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
Roman, do you know that they were denied the ability to participate in the World Women's Boxing event? You know that, right? To that, I don't know how you call it. They couldn't participate in the Women's World Boxing.
What?
I think it was the year previous. I don't know what year, but it's on the record. It's been shown a lot. Do you know why the World Boxing Association didn't let them fight with women?
Because she has an increased
level
of testosterone. That's probably why.
No, because they found sufficient evidence to show that they were not a woman. Their chromosomes showed to be male.
Yes.
Whereas
I've watched multiple videos talking about this. Yes, they even Madam Savvy talked about this too.
Yes.
Where once more evidence came out, turns out they were a guy. Once more evidence came out.
And where was this evidence posted to?
The World Boxing Association.
It was shown by okay, look up, dude. There's so many videos that were made about it. You can't look up one.
You're not looking anything up, dude.
What? what's it called? Culture Crisis.
Culture Casino.
Madam Savvy, you could look up that. No, I don't know about the no Pop Culture Crisis. The ones that that in Tim Pool employs that what's his name, Brett, and that ghostly white girl. They talked about that, and they looked at all the evidence.
Did I hear you?
Wait. They're gonna wait for more evidence to come out.
Wait. Hold on, pal. Did I hear you say
Pop Culture Crisis?
Did I hear you say Tim Pool?
No, on their.
You mentioned a guy that
the guy who's clearly a little bit more leftist than what Tim is. He's probably more like you, Tim Pool.
Tim Pool, the guy who's currently a fan of the cover-up. That guy.
Roman, just because you work for somebody doesn't mean you have the same views.
Do you think I care about that? Because I don't like that too. But like,
so Roman, I've been quiet.
Who cares? Like this was a year ago.
Hold on, everyone, calm down.
Guys, let Crimson talk. Hold up, he's been quiet this whole time.
Through this whole conversation, I have a couple of points. I don't think Roland has done a very good job of elaborating his point. And I've kind of agreed with Roman. Yeah. Like, if you're going to make these claims, you do kind of need to bring out some proof. But what Roman just did here is also kind of shitty, to immediately go after someone for a completely unrelated issue to the topic. It shouldn't matter who's bringing it forth. The quality of the information is what matters. I don't care if Tim Pool is pro the cover-up. That's a shitty thing. But if Tim Pool presents good information on a subject, it's good information regardless.
Agreed.
So that is a terrible way of arguing that point. Just say.
Well, I would be saying that if Bernie Sanders said that same thing. You want to know why? Because Bernie Sanders is very, very left-leaning. Okay? So
it's not about that. It is you brought up a completely unrelated point to discredit the person.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm trying to say is that
point all the time.
If someone
so you think he's lying?
I think.
Hold on. Let Roman finish. Let Roman finish his point before we jump in.
The point that I'm trying to make is that whether it be like Tim Pool or if this came out like from the side of the left, I would have been saying the same thing because anybody, at least in my eyes, who is on this platform, not saying that they all lie, but if you lean a certain way, you could possibly twist the truth to your own narrative. Case in point, someone who I don't like, David Pakman, made up false information about Donald Trump that was proven to be false, right? But people just bought into it because David Pakman had their same world view, right? And there's true stuff that David Pakman does say, but I don't take what he says at face value. You know why? Because he is a full-blown leftist. When I see something that pops up into the news, I try to find the most central or centrist news outlet that I possibly can to verify that it's true. Because if it comes out from CNN, I don't trust it. If it comes out from Fox News, I don't trust it. And it's literally the same with 98% of these people on YouTube. I don't trust them because whether you like it or not, if you say that you're a centrist, you're not one. Everybody has a leaning. Everyone. There really is not a true centrist. You can be a moderate, but you're not a centrist. Everyone leans somewhere. And me, I try to be honest, but there are some times where I will say things from my own tinted viewpoint and my own tinted colored glasses.
One over there, one over here.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie about that. So all I'm saying is that what I'm asking, since Roland has looked into this issue and Rolando, since you have, I'm not saying that you guys are necessarily incorrect, but is there any centrist leaning person, truly centrist, or centrist leaning news outlet that double confirmed this?
Piers Morgan talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, Pierce probably did. He's like, against censorship and all that stuff. He's still left.
What did Pierce say?
What did you say, Rolando? We missed the end of it. He's still what?
I don't think you guys are understanding Roman's point in this. Because I don't think just cross-referencing Piers Morgan talking about it proves really anything in that.
No. Right. He just asked if there's anybody that's out of that's. I mean, I talked about it. I talked about it when it happened. Roman, what would you consider me? What do you think I am?
You're a moderate.
Then how come you don't take his word if he's moderate?
It's not that I don't take Roland's word, but he has certain beliefs that I don't really believe to be accurate. So I don't think that his worldview is necessarily
You do know I studied biology in college and high school, right? And I took AP and like science.
And you didn't learn about what intersex is?
Because it doesn't exist, but yeah.
Okay,
really? Because
intersex does exist? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Yes, but like that wasn't a term.
Yeah, it was. But that's fine.
Not when I was in college.
You don't know.
Not when I was taking biology and anatomy.
Again, pal, you just don't know. Like, you just don't know. Sorry, but you just don't.
Yeah, but Roman, you know what
that wasn't a term that was ever used. That doesn't mean I don't know. It means that I know. I just didn't use that term.
You didn't know what an intersex person was before I.
Because that's not a term that I ever used. You explained something that I studied. But we didn't use that term. That wasn't the term that we were using back in 2022.
The point that I'm making is that is there a centrist, non-biased, non-profit news outlet that proved what both of y'all are saying? If there isn't one, then y'all are still both wrong.
They don't exist.
No, that is a fallacious argument that the source has to be a specific thing. Again, it comes down to the quality of information.
Right.
And here's what I will say is there's a guy I like to watch who is very clearly a raging leftist, but he does a lot of really good science topic coverage. There are things he says that I disagree with, but he absolutely knows what he's talking about on certain subjects. So that's why I like listening to him, because he does talk about a lot of cosmology stuff. He talks about a lot about like people who still are committed to certain forms of alternative cosmology, and he breaks down exactly why those things are wrong. It comes down to the quality of that information. It's not about where the source is from, it's the quality of the information that matters. The source can be as right as hell. Like they could be as right or left as hell. If they have good information, it doesn't matter what the leaning of the source is. Whether they're center, left, right, it just matters whether the information is true or not. So,
all right, well then,
if what you guys are saying that the World Boxing Conference found sufficient evidence that they are in fact a man, then I would say go to that evidence, find it, verify it against other things that we know. It's the quality of the information that matters, not the sources, not someone else's adjacent political belief, like bringing up the fact that someone is a Zionist when you're talking, or that I'll just be direct. Like bringing up that Avi Loeb is a Zionist when talking about his particular beliefs on UFOs and stuff like that. it's completely irrelevant that he is a Zionist.
So, Roland, the term intersexuality was coined in 1917 by German geneticist Richard Goldschmidt, and the shorter term intersex. So, what were you saying?
I'm telling you, that's not a term we ever used in biology or anatomy.
You said it didn't. You said it didn't. You said
not in academia. Not in academia, it didn't.
Your own words were it did not exist. You said that term did not exist. Why can't you admit that you were wrong?
No, you're taking a completely different fucking stance on this.
You said no. I'm with Roman on this one.
That's not a term that existed in what I was taught. We literally know the same exact thing.
No,
we
Roman.
The term
it's not that it did exist. It's not that it did exist. It's just that you didn't use it. Like
it just wasn't existing in actual fucking education.
No, dude, like don't stop using the word existing. That's not the word you should be using. You didn't use it.
But
like
then, Roland,
you just didn't use it.
You can't say that the term did not, exist. That's not accurate. That was what you said. You said that the term did not exist. That was what you said. So, thank you, Lily, because
fucking whatever, dude. Whether or not the term fucking existed, it's retarded fucking regardless. I'm sorry. I'm talking about biology here. This is something that we talked about in a class with fucking AP students, people that are now doing crazy fucking shit, people that are that like literally, this is not a term that highly educated people used. That's my fucking point. It did not exist, all right, to me. Maybe it existed, but it didn't exist to me in multiple biology courses, in multiple anatomy courses. It did not ever exist to me. You know what did exist to me? The word hermaphrodite. That existed to me.
What is a hermaphrodite?
Sexuality is something that we would use to defer to hermaphrodites.
I mean, if you ask Alexander Hamilton, that would be John Adams. That's what a hermaphrodite is.
But the word in referring to...
I'm glad someone got a kick out of that one.
The word referring to intersex as it doesn't happen that is not a thing. In biological terms, you just go with hermaphrodite. Sorry, that's just what we did. That's just what you do. And I did this for 5 years. 5 years.
What is?
I do it now. I work with animals every fucking day. You think I ever call a fish an intersex fish? No, I say it's
what is the term of a hermaphrodite? Hermaphrodite.
Both male and female.
Okay, and what is intersex? Let's see. Intersex meaning. Okay. So what hermaphrodite is it is an organism with both male and female reproductive organs, right?
And earlier, earlier you argued to me that this person that beat the living shit out of that girl in the fighting ring had both male and female organs. You said that.
But let me finish, okay? Because what intersex is, and I explained this earlier, you may not have caught it. What intersex is you, Crimson, and Rolando were all born as dudes, right? Okay. But maybe when you were born, you also had tits. Okay? So that would make you are still biologically a male, but you're also intersex.
No,
that's what that means.
Isn't that literally just the same thing as hermaphrodite?
As a hermaphrodite. That would make you a hermaphrodite, bro. That's literally what I just said. You have your male and a female at the same time. I literally been saying this the entire fucking time.
No,
Chat,
because
am I retarded? I went to fucking... Bro, did you go to school for biology?
That doesn't make you more knowledgeable than me.
Yeah, it absolutely fucking does. In biology...
A hermaphrodite correct
You
me if
listen
I'm
to
wrong.
Fauci telling you to fucking put needles in your arm.
A hermaphrodite, correct me if I'm correct, does not have a designated
Lily,
gender,
you're
right?
incorrect. Hermaphrodites do exist. Clownfish are recognized and categorized as hermaphrodites. They can switch on will. So can frogs. That is why when he said when Alex Jones said you're putting chemicals in the water that are turning the frogs gay, it means you were making the frogs alter sex.
In fact, many people who are intersex consider that term derogatory and stigmatizing.
Good.
Intersex,
Fucking destigmatized. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
And
This is
hey,
biological fact.
Hey, she's a patron. Be nice. Okay?
Well, maybe
Be nice.
all right. Be a patron. You're paying for this. Like
Roland,
I was being dead serious with you. Hermaphrodites exist. You can't tell me they don't. I work with reptiles. There's reptiles
not
that are
saying that.
hermaphrodites.
Not saying that.
He literally just said hermaphrodites don't exist.
In humans, dumbass. In humans.
Why would they not
attention.
exist?
Read.
Right, because biologically it shouldn't fucking be possible.
Hermaphrodites do exist in humans.
They do exist in humans, though. It's called a mutation. It happens. Just like your blue eyes are a mutation.
I think it's only. I think even Madame Savvy did a whole stream explaining that there is no there is no being a hermaphrodite in human intersex because either one of the sex organs will not work. I don't think there is a way.
This usually this is true.
Right. But yes,
the cases of that.
I get what you're saying. I understand. Both of them don't work. Yes, that in itself is true, but you'll have them both.
Okay. Whereas when correct me if I'm wrong, Roland. When
you're talking to a guy who thought that fish weren't animals, just so you know.
Okay, now you know I'm going to let that one slide because it actually is related to the topic.
Continue, Roman.
Point is that is it not true that, or it is true, correct me if I'm wrong here, that hermaphrodites, both sets of organs work?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Intersex,
Who
that's not how that works.
I'm pretty sure in hermaphroditic animals, though, they usually select one or the other.
Yeah, they do. They don't both work at the same time. They switch.
Right.
So the larger clownfish,
right?
whatever.
Intersex people can't switch it out.
If you want a clownfish, no. So if you want a clownfish for your fish tank, you get a big one and a small one. The big one's always going to switch to female because it'll be easier for it to create eggs.
Okay.
So
intersex people cannot do that. So they're not a hermaphrodite then.
Yeah, so therefore, going all the way back to the very beginning of this topic, therefore, if that person that fought that girl only had use of one of those sexual organs, and that sexual organ was the penis, which caused them to have testosterone, then never should have been fighting her in the first place.
That's funny because I just found her birth certificate, but I have to translate it, so it's taking me a little bit.
Roman, I found a BBC article on it.
You had nothing to say about what I just. That just blew up the whole argument. You just proved my argument.
No, I just don't.
He is not a hermaphrodite, and therefore is using that organ, and that's the organ that's causing the most amount of hormones. Then, therefore, that never should have happened. She never should have fought that girl, and that girl never should have gotten a broken nose.
You just called her a she. I thought
okay,
she was a man,
I found,
I
found an article. I found an article talking about the World Championship boxing for women. I found it. It's done by the BBC, and they're just saying.
Are you sharing it?
Huh?
You gotta share it. So I can pull it up.
Let me see. I can.
I found I also found her birth certificate.
I'm on my phone. I don't think I can.
Which will literally make Roland apologize to me once I can.
You do know that people can choose what sex for the person that is born intersex. They choose like what they grow up as. You know that, right?
I'm also.
And they chose for them to grow up as a girl.
So basically what y'all are telling me is that nothing that I show you guys is actually gonna sway you.
No, what I'm telling you is the government.
You didn't show anything though.
Nothing will ever sway me because a woman got beaten by somebody that was not in the same fucking weight class because of a fuck up on the Olympics part. Yes, no, you will never sway me that a chick that should have won a gold medal, who should have been able to fight another female her size in her fucking weight class, who trained her ass off and was a gold medalist, like runner up. Yeah, she got beaten in 30 seconds and tapped out against this person. Yes, you're never going to convince me that was right.
Didn't that fighter also come out and say that she was wrong for what she said?
Yes, because she got ostracized.
Because she was.
She got dragged through the mud for saying I fought a man. And then they dragged her through the fucking mud. They raked her through the fucking reeds for it.
You know what she also said? She also said whenever Emaine punched her, that's the hardest she's ever been punched in her life.
Yeah.
I don't really know if that qualifies as good information, but whatever.
She thought she was going to die. She said
that her getting punched the hardest in her life.
Go the fuck up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could get punched by my brother tomorrow and it'd be the hardest I'd ever been punched in my life. It doesn't confirm anything.
You guys are telling me to show you shit, but you all haven't shown me shit. You guys are the ones that say that you got all of this information.
And just by the way, I'm really not on anyone's side in all of this. I'm literally just talking about all the dumb shit that's getting said in this conversation.
I mean, like, Roland, like, you seem to got the information, so show me, homie. Show me what you got. And then
what do you want?
Show me that she's a man.
No, I asked.
Okay, look.
No, I already asked you for that. I asked you to prove to me that she's a woman. So that would make sense for me to do the exact same thing on the opposite side.
Prove it.
No, that's literally what you're currently doing.
Prove it.
That's literally what
you got the information. You say you got the information, so then show it to me.
Froman, that's literally what you're currently doing.
Prove it to me. You prove it to me since you're so knowledgeable.
You're already doing it.
No, you're not. You haven't shown me shit. You've been chatting, you've been talking, spewing a lot of bullshit, but you haven't shown me anything.
Roman. First of all, I don't know why you disagree so much with the argument that this woman never should have been beaten.
They're not a woman.
That shows something else. That's the first argument that I have against you. My second argument that I have against you is that you still have not produced any information when you...
Neither of you.
No. We're going to go all the way the fuck back here, motherfucker, because you asked me to apologize. And I said, I will when you prove me wrong. And you still have not proven me wrong. So I ain't producing shit until you do.
Because
you don't got it, homie. No, I'm not producing jack shit until
because you don't got it.
Evidence.
Because you don't got it. Because you don't got it.
You don't. You don't.
All right, I'm gonna go get some cheesecake, and if you guys aren't done like arguing over this shit in like the next minute and a half, I will drive out to Pennsylvania and steal all of your pets.
Do it.
Fair enough.
I just gotta just do it already, Crimson.
I don't think you want my cat, Crimson. She's like old and dying.
Dude, you can't just switch it back. That's what all these fucking people. That's what Roman's so good. Like, and listen, bro, there's a fucking compliment, bro. You're so good. You're a political motherfucker, bro. You are so good at political fucking talk to the point that he has now switched it back onto me, where now I have to produce the first thing that I asked.
Because you made the claim that she was a man. Because you made the claim that she. Because you made the
and
claim
you
that she was
told
a
me I
man.
was wrong, and then I said, okay, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. And then
Yeah, and
now you're asking me
currently
to produce the information to prove that it's the information that you told me you were going to produce. You
because
now
I
told me
want
to produce it.
because
So no,
only
that's
because
good, bro.
only
Bro, I'm
because
telling you, you will kill it in a debate. You are fucking killing it. But I'm not producing jack shit until you do.
the reason that I want you to produce it
No,
is to,
no, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We can go on to a different topic if you want, but it's not gonna happen. I'm not producing any information or
because you
anything
don't got it.
honest. No,
Because you don't got it.
That's see, guys. This is what this is what people always. This is what politicians do. Roman's teaching you guys a lot of stuff right now. Politicians will just go, well, because you don't have it. It's like, yes, but like you still
You
haven't
don't.
answered this first question that I asked. And they go, well, yeah, but you haven't answered the other question I asked.
Actually,
That's what he's doing right now. He's telling me that I can't produce something. I have already told him since the very beginning of this conversation that I will not produce any. No. I said from the beginning of the conversation, I will not produce anything until you prove me wrong. So if you can show me, all I asked for was for you to show me the statistics, and I will gladly admit that I'm incorrect. I will.
All right. So what I am currently doing,
I'm not producing any of my own statistics until you prove me wrong.
What I am currently,
because that was the original engagement here. That was the original answer. The original answer was, I've seen it. I watched the fight in person. I saw it. I said that was fucked up. I looked into it. I got into things. So
that fight doesn't prove anything.
The fight proves a fucking lot. And anyway, because I'm a fighter, I know how fighting works. I watched the fight. I saw the techniques. I know how technique works. I might happen to be, I don't know, a black belt. So I do understand how fighting works. That was a fucking shit show of a fight. The same way that a shit show of a fight was with the two fat retards with Boogie and Wings of Redemption. That was also a shit show of a fight. The same way that Mike Tyson and fucking Jake Paul was also a shit show of a fight. I can look at this shit and break it the fuck down. So what I'm telling you is, I asked you to produce to me evidence to prove that
I'm working on it.
That person was able to fight. We continue to talk, and now you are switching it back onto me, which I'm saying is good on you. You're a good arguer, but you're switching it back onto me. And I said, I stated in the beginning, I'm not producing shit, but I will say that I'm wrong.
I just got to make sure that
I got to make sure correct.
The reason that I'm trying to stall is because I need to make sure that the information that I have is not actually AI. Because you see, unlike the right wingers, I like to make sure that my information is actually accurate. Okay, so
bro, what? You're not gonna toss that out and act like the right wingers are the ones that do that most of the time. Who are the people that show the most evidence a majority of the time?
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, the right wingers are the ones that are literally like the Y-Files that we watch all the time. You think AJ's a fucking liberal? I'm just saying.
Yeah, making blanket statements about right wing, left wing people and how they source their information is.
I source my information from everywhere, bro.
It's a general thing that leftists just twist everything, and it can happen also where either side can twist stuff. Right. But in general, the leftists do it a lot more.
Well, it's the same thing when Donald
Trump says,
yes,
it happens a lot.
But it's also like Donald Trump will say leftists all do this, and Joe Biden also said it's the MAGA Republicans all doing this. It's like you can't do that shit, bro. Blanket statements are always retarded. That's a blanket statement, but they're always retarded.
Well, what the broader point that I'm making is that I don't know why this takes as long as it does, but I'm currently putting the information that I have through a site. No. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that the information that I have is not, AI, because if it's not, Roland, you're gonna really have made an ass out of yourself here. Sorry, but
Okay, then so would the Association of Boxing or whatever the fuck they are called.
Yeah.
They also are the ones that said that that person should not have fought there.
Well, I am currently trying
to
see.
You're still missing the final and original point. This person never should have fought that girl. Regardless of what the fuck they are.
If it's a biological woman, woman,
I want to put you up against the Mountain from Game of Thrones. He's a biological man.
Okay.
Okay, I saw some stuff. So it turns out that they were gonna do a sex test to see what their sex was, and I think Emaine didn't want to do it, so they didn't let them compete in the world championship in 2023. But then whenever the Olympics started, they said that they based if she was a woman off of her passport, which you can just say whatever your sex is, right? You can just put whatever you want on it.
No, see, that's actually not what I got. I got birth certificate, but I'm making sure that it's not.
But a birth certificate is decided by the parents of what sex they should be raised as if they were a intersex baby, right? Because that's usually the procedure if they're intersex.
So it's, as I said, nothing that I show you guys is going to prove it, even if it's proven.
Why are you gonna believe it? It's the whole paperwork system. You need to look up the rules of how it's done. If the baby has clear genitalia of a boy or girl, they're gonna put male or female. Since it was so ambiguous within Maine because they were intersex, the parents to raise the child as a girl.
Hold on. You just admitted that she is intersex.
There wasn't that fight about it, but they mostly had, that they literally they come out that the doctors did say that they had the Emaine had a small penis and balls that were inside of them.
Yeah, no one ever said that she wasn't intersex or he wasn't intersex, whatever the fuck.
But they were mostly like Emaine was mostly had higher testosterone, way higher testosterone because of that. They're not a girl. Full stop.
Full stop. But if she was born
they're not a girl.
If she was born as a biological,
she wasn't born as a biological girl. She
wasn't born as a girl. Emaine wasn't born as a biological girl. They raised her. They raised her as a girl. That's about it. Because of their intersex.
I don't know why this is so hard for you to understand.
Because that's not how it fucking works.
That's exactly how it works.
Are you sure?
What do you mean that's not how it works? That's exactly how it works, Roman.
I'm pretty sure it's up to the parents on how the kid's going to get raised, and the doctor asked them.
If you had a kid with a dick and balls and a vagina, you'd have to pick biologically which one you're going to raise them as. Yes. How are you going to dress them? Androgynously? You're going to dress them like a fucking in gray? No, if they're more feminine, you dress them more feminine. If they're more male, more masculine, you dress more masculine.
Hold on.
Kid. You have to make the decision as a parent. I don't have any problem. If I have a kid one day and they're a hermaphrodite, then I'll treat them the same way I would treat any kid.
Hold on. Okay. Let me piggyback off something that you just said. So, following your logic as to what you just said, you said that a parent can choose if they want to raise them, that if they're more feminine, they'll raise them as a female, but if they're more masculine, they'll raise them as a male. So, tell me something. Hold on.
How does a man look like?
How does that not make sense to you?
Hold on. No. Let me ask you guys a question. So, Roland, I'm following your logic here.
Finally.
If they raise, let me finish. You'll never let me fucking finish, okay? If they raised her as a girl, doesn't that mean that she's more feminine?
Not biologically.
If you look at them clearly.
Not biologically.
But you
my
just
parents
said,
could have raised, my parents could have raised me as a girl.
You just said that if parents of an intersex child, that they have to make a choice.
Yeah, but that doesn't
if
change.
their child,
Parents don't have a choice over the biologic.
Let me finish. You just said that the parents have to choose whether they're going to raise their child as a male or female based off whether they're more masculine or more feminine. And she was raised as a female.
That's not even actually necessarily true. Like if you are more masculine, you can still raise that kid as a female.
But
that's why pussy men exist.
But you just said it though. I'm just basing it off of what your own logic is.
No, I mean, Roman, that has nothing to do with biologics, though. You feel like you had a gotcha moment, but you didn't. That has nothing to do with biologics.
You just said that intersex parents choose to raise
that doesn't change the amount of testosterone in somebody's body.
Roland, you just said your own words were they raise their child based off what they are more.
Yes.
Based off what they are more of. Okay? You said that. Your own words. You said that.
Generally,
she was raised as
that doesn't change biologics.
She was raised as a female.
Okay, if she looks more like a chick, she'd be raised as a female, but that doesn't change the fact that she's got 2 fucking big ass balls hanging from her cock.
Really? Because Rolando just said that she had testicles inside of her small penis. So you're wrong.
Yeah, so she's got balls.
No. They had testicles inside of them.
All right,
so
let's clarify this a little bit. So when it comes in terms of how intersex is labeled on a birth certificates, it is generally, when it comes down to it, it is the parent's choice first. They choose whether they want to label it male or female. Now, in more modern times, you do have the option to just go X, don't label it, or say intersex in this case. So what Roland and Rolando, I'm just going to refer to you guys as the Rolands at this point, the Rolos.
Okay.
What the Rolos have been saying it is technically correct, but they've interpreted this point in taking it out way beyond its logical limit. The fact is, what they are saying is, because of the way birth certificates work, it doesn't give a solid basis for anything that you have been arguing. Looking at how it's actually registered. Now, this could be different, and there are a bunch of other processes by which you can have this evaluated, including a doctor's actual evaluation. At this point, really, the only solid way you can get any sort of major proof on this is if the person goes and is evaluated as either a male or female. Because there's too much murkiness around either side of this issue.
No, you're correct. I agree.
Fair enough. So then, Rolando, the Roland twins, I'm asking this genuinely here. Is there a doctor's evaluation that says that she is a biological male?
I believe there is.
Not that I have seen. No.
I was about to say, Rolando brought this up earlier to where it looked like the World Boxing Association wanted to make them, take the test to see if they could compete as a woman, and they refused.
The fact that they refused is kind of telling.
Well, I don't think it's telling. It's just you can't be sure. It could just be like they found it like insulting or an invasive, like part of like invading their privacy. It could also be if the person legitimately just didn't want to take the test because they knew what the results would be. Either way,
I
don't think either of those points of evidence are particularly solid enough to make this case.
No,
it seems like that from what I'm looking up.
Here's what we're saying though. I never had a problem with the trans issue in this, or the intersex issue in this. My problem from the very fucking beginning was that a woman got her fucking face, a world-class fighter got her face beaten in by somebody that should not have been fighting her. That has been my point this entire fucking time.
And
well, you should have been more clear about that. And
I said that like 4 or 5 times.
Hold on. I was going to say, instead of deviating into a bunch of unrelated topics to that point.
Well,
yeah,
you spiraled out of control into a bunch of other things that are much more adjacent to the argument you weren't making.
Because you know why, Crimson? Because it's fucking entertaining.
That is true.
You can't treat a real argument like this, where you're going back and forth on facts, as simple entertainment, though.
Says the guy who argues about anime all the time. Shut the fuck up.
That's irrelevant to this, because I'm actually making I'm making very specific points about that stuff.
Yes.
I'm not making a joke. I'm not just arguing for the sake of arguing for entertainment. I'm actually arguing about it because I care. You literally just said you were, dude. Stop. Oh my god.
No, that was a joke. Obviously, I meant the shit that I said. I brought fucking things to the table. I still told Roman. I still said, if you can prove me wrong, I will tell you I'm wrong. I still said that.
Look, let's just end this whole thing here, because I think it's completely irrelevant at this point, whether we can like look up a birth certificate or not. I feel like the only way you can really truly get any sort of good example is if we can find some sort of like instance where this person was actually, submitted to some sort of evaluation on this point.
And I think the problem is that Emain hasn't. Emain, I think Emain is even trying to file a lawsuit against the World Championship for women's boxing because they were insulted by it.
Yeah, I believe Ryan had some video about that or something.
Let me just say,
Ryan. Look up Ryan. He might be the most fair guy about that.
That I will, because shocking, I've been wrong like 60 to 70% of the time, and when I'm wrong and when I get clocked, I own up to it. So all I'm asking for y'all to provide me, not now, but in the future, if y'all want to, just find me an evaluation. Otherwise, I'm gonna say that it's kind of just a whole wash, because we don't really know.
Well, I'm completely in agreement with that, because I don't think there has been any solid proof as to whether they are one way or the other. I feel a lot of it is subjective and bound to a person's interpretation.
Well,
I agree on that, Roman.
So I don't disagree with that at all. This whole thing, this whole conversation, which by the way was entertaining, Crimson, and yes, we're gonna keep it going if we're having a good dialogue, which I think that was a good dialogue and a good debate.
By the way, you didn't take anything I said personal, right? Because I
don't fucking know. I don't.
Yeah.
I think in that regard, we all know that we're friends here and that we're just talking about something.
Dude, that's the problem. So many fucking people think in chat, right? They just think like we get into a debate and we get heated, and then people are like, "Oh my god, they're not going to do a show next week." Oh my god, Jesus Christ!
No,
you do realize that we've fought each other in Halo before, right? Or like COD, right? We've 1v1 each other. Like it's gotten pretty fucking heated. Like trust me, we're cool. And then we go, all right, bro, you want to play another round? Like yes, trust me, it's good. But my point being is, it still goes back to originally what I was saying. Fight never should have happened. That's it.
In that sense,
there's no point.
In that sense, I cannot. So here's what I will just say is that my view on it is that it's hard to. We don't know whether or not truly if this person is a biological female or male, right? Okay.
There was a massive controversy at the Paris Olympics last year. So
he's watching the Ryan video right now. He's watching the Ryan Kennel video right now.
So,
like leaked documents about their medical history, so I'm gonna see, what's about.
Info.
Fair enough. Okay. So, here's my thing. I look at things from like, you guys know me, and like this does not apply because libertarians are different around the world. But if a law exists, I think it should be held up, no matter how stupid it might be, right? And Title IX, the point that I was making, Roland, is that Title IX is a thing, right? So
it's a thing that does exist, yes.
Right. So unless it's taken out of the circulation, then the way that I see it is, who am I to say who can and cannot compete in sports when the law says that they can?
Well, let me tell you this. Craig and I can't fight each other in a legal fight. We're in different weight classes. So the law says that. Because Craig would kill me in a boxing match. Not in a street fight, right? A street fight, I can grab weapons. I can pick up a piece of glass or a bottle. I can kick him in the balls. I can break his leg. You know what I mean? Like, I can fight a bigger person. Yeah. But in a ring, Roman, I can't. And when I'm fighting, right, there was weight classes and specific things that had to go into play. And there was specific matches that would be like Cobra Kai, where it was male versus female.
Right.
Because what the females had to wear fucking like the guys all had to have gloves on and covers on their feet. And the girls had to actually wear wear padded shit.
Mm-hmm.
But they could fight guys if they wanted to, but like they had to wear something else. And this was regulation, not just for my dojo, but for the entirety of the American Karate Association. Because if a guy, even my size, I could weigh the same weight as a chick. But they knew like one hit from a dude is different than a hit from a chick.
Right.
That's my entire point. I fought with women, and like I said earlier, I fought some badass women. I had my ass kicked by a couple of them.
To that point, I'm not disagreeing with you, and
Sophie
I'm not
Turner,
saying
you know her. Shout out.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. But you
certainly not. I rocked her ass, by the way, but
you also brought up the fact that you and Craig cannot legally fight because of weight classes, right? So then here's my thing though. This boxer, let's look. Yeah, you know what? I mean, okay, it does matter here, but in a broader sense, okay, Title IX in sports applies to everybody. Okay. Not saying that I would do this because I'm not a douchebag, but if I wanted to, when I was in high school, I could have went on to the girls' field hockey team. I could have legally because it's in the law. So here's my thing. Unless they take it,
you couldn't. Our school wouldn't allow that.
I'm just saying.
Unless you would have had to actually literally argue the school board for them to allow you to do that. You would have had to go to one of these school board meetings and argue your case as to why. And they would have all looked at you and gone, this kid's such a pussy. He can't play for an actual team, so he needs to play with the chicks. That's what they would have fucking said.
But it would have been my right to do that, though, under Title IX.
It's your right to be a bitch. Yeah, for sure.
We're talking about an Algerian fighter in a international sports competition. How does Title IX apply to this?
Right.
Do they not follow the same rules? Do they
They're
not have
from Algeria.
Yeah, they make up their own.
Olympics does not follow Title IX, Roman.
No.
The
Title IX's for
I mean, they
school
probably
sports.
follow that in the spirit of it because a lot of the people probably
So-
still have the same politics. But I
Yes.
don't think there's an actual like Title IX thing.
Guys, did you realize that women were not allowed in the Olympics for quite a while? And then they allowed women in and split them specifically so that we could have these amazing female athletes, which are a fucking blast to watch if you ever do. They're
The
amazing.
running events.
And so are guys. But like when you watch the Olympians, like they had to split to male and female because it wouldn't have been fair. Sorry, if Bruce Jenner was racing against a different chick, it wouldn't have been fucking fair. That's just how it is. Like, so if John Cena says he's a chick and goes in the ring, right? So we gotta, like, there's a reason. They created two divisions for a reason. And the whole problem that people have with this is that this person came in and took the title away from multiple different women that could have had it. Right, this chick, right, who lost to them in 30 seconds, right? She still might have gotten her ass kicked, but she would have gotten her ass kicked by somebody who worked their ass off in that division and didn't just join it that year.
So,
As
from what I'm gathering here,
it's unfair. That's my main thing. It was an unfair fight. It was fucked up.
The Olympics does not use the exact Title IX, but if someone wants to, they can go into the other gender. They actually have that right too.